It was the biggest contract in sports history. In 2023, baseball star Shohei Ohtani signed a staggering $700 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers, dwarfing even the likes of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, who have yet to cross the $674 million mark. For the Dodgers, signing the 6'5" Japanese sensation was a no-brainer. With 185 home runs and countless strikeouts, Ohtani was more than a star. He was a phenomenon. But behind the glory and record-breaking numbers, a disturbing truth lurked. It all began when Ohtani found himself embroiled in a $4.5 million scandal, courtesy of his former interpreter, who used the money for illegal betting. This interpreter was someone with whom Ohtani shared a bond stronger than family, yet Ohtani claimed ignorance of the gambling, raising many eyebrows. If Ohtani and his interpreter were aware of most of their daily activities, how could he not know about such a significant amount of money being misused? This mysterious story raises controversial questions, but as we dive deeper into the scandal, we may find answers to all of them. Being born into a sports family, Ohtani learned baseball from his father, who was an amateur baseball player in the Japanese Industrial League. Fortunately, this training turned out well because at the age of just 18 years, he threw a 99 miles per hour fastball, which created a Japanese high school baseball record for the next 6 years. Moreover, in the 2012 18U Baseball World Championship, Ohtani scored 16 strikeouts, 8 walks, 5 hits, and 5 runs. As a result, people began calling him a kid who lives, eats, and breathes baseball. Well, there was no doubt about his incredible talent because after high school, he was already receiving offers from the Texas Rangers, New York Yankees, and even the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yet he made his debut by joining the Japanese professional baseball team, the Nippon Ham Fighters, in 2013. Nonetheless, in the next few years, Ohtani proved his worth by winning several awards. For example, winning WBSC Player of the Year, becoming a 5-time Nippon Professional Baseball All-Star, and a 2-time Pacific League Pitcher of the Year. Ohtani's success in Japan caught the attention of Major League Baseball teams. In 2017, he signed with the Los Angeles Angels, sparking excitement about his potential in the U.S. Despite some early injuries, Ohtani proved his worth, becoming the first player in nearly a century to pitch and hit regularly in the MLB. By 2021, Ohtani had solidified his status as a global star. He had a historic season, hitting 46 home runs, stealing 26 bases, and maintaining a strong performance as a pitcher. His remarkable achievements earned him the American League MVP award and widespread acclaim. Ohtani's career reached new heights when he signed a record-breaking $700 million contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2023, the largest in sports history. This deal underscored his value not just as a player, but as a global icon. The Dodgers were confident that Ohtani's presence would lead them to multiple championships and boost their international profile. Just as Ohtani seemed to be at the pinnacle of his career, a dark scandal emerged. Ohtani's trusted interpreter, Mizuhara, allegedly withdrew $4.5 million from the player's account to settle gambling debts. You see, Ohtani and Mizuhara go way back, and that way back means all the way back to the start of Ohtani's professional career in Japan. Unknown to Ohtani, as he continued working towards the top of his career, someone was keeping a close eye on all his movements. This is Mizuhara, the man who eventually became Ohtani's interpreter. In 2013, Mizuhara was already working as a translator for the Nippon Ham Fighters, like American player Chris Martin. But when he met Shohei Ohtani, he saw an opportunity to make a fortune. Since they shared the same Japanese heritage, Mizuhara became determined to become Ohtani's translator. Finally, his plan became easier when, in 2017, the Los Angeles Angels hired him as Ohtani's personal interpreter. For the next few years, Mizuhara and Ohtani became incredibly close, meeting up to 20 times a day, even on days with no game scheduled. Their bond was so strong that during the 2021 MLB strike, Mizuhara quit his job as Ohtani's interpreter just so he could continue to be in contact with him without any restrictions. The relationship between the duo was like peanut butter and jelly. No matter where Ohtani was, it was a good bet that Mizuhara was not far behind him. Their relationship went far beyond the baseball field or the team's locker room. They formed a strong bond and a lasting friendship that went beyond the confines of their professional lives. But then, something unexpected happened. On March 20th, 2024, the Dodgers fired Mizuhara after it was discovered that he had transferred $4.5 million from Ohtani's bank account to an illegal bookmaker named Matthew Bowyer. But soon, the complicated, potentially damning situation became more slippery as the details scales kept shifting. Mizuhara's account was that Ohtani had willingly covered his gambling debts with a transfer, framing it as a friend helping a friend situation. By the time this point of view got to the public, Ohtani and his advisors realized that there was a baseball rule problem as well as the state of California laws. As they knew, gambling on baseball or associating with known gamblers is strictly prohibited in the MLB. As for the state laws, paying off a friend's gambling debts is illegal in California. Now both were happening quickly. To distance Ohtani from the scandal, Ohtani's team of advisors scrambled to come up with a new narrative. Within hours, the story took another dramatic turn. Mizuhara backtracked on his initial claim, stating that Ohtani was unaware of the bets and had simply sent money from his account without knowledge of its intended use. He also claimed he never bet on baseball. Ohtani's team then alleged that he had no knowledge of the transfer whatsoever, characterizing Mizuhara's actions as outright theft. Mizuhara indeed changed his story and said he was the only one who handled the wire transfers, and Ohtani didn't know anything about it. Ohtani also changed his story, saying he didn't know about Mizuhara's problems, even though he had earlier said he made the wire transfers himself. The sports world struggled to keep up with the evolving narrative, made all the more challenging by Ohtani's inability to address the English-speaking press directly. Was it a case of deception or outright theft? Or was Mizuhara taking the fall for a superstar player who was too big to fail? Did Ohtani commit a crime, or was his trespass simply a result of disorganization with his finances? After all, he has a massive $700 million contract with the Dodgers, so a sum in the low seven figures might have seemed insignificant. Or was he simply guilty of being too trusting of his longtime friend and translator, Mizuhara? These are all the questions going on in the minds of the public, with no clear answers in sight. The scandal also called Mizuhara's reputation into question, bringing his work and education history under scrutiny. Mizuhara claimed in his resume that after moving from Japan, he attended Diamond Bar High School in Los Angeles and graduated from the University of California, Riverside. But the university has now confirmed that our university records do not show a student by the name of Ippei Mizuhara having attended UC Riverside. His background became more controversial when the Boston Red Sox also denied his claim of working as an interpreter for pitcher Hideki Okajima. They declared that Mizuhara was never employed by the Boston Red Sox in any capacity and was not an interpreter for Hideki Okajima during the pitcher's time with the team. Please know we have thoroughly checked our files to ensure we are providing accurate information. So how can an unverified individual who simply knows how to speak Japanese and English stay with a baseball star for years? One fact from this scandal is that the relationship between Ohtani and Mizuhara, once seen as unbreakable, now lies in tatters. In the end, the scandal left an indelible mark on Ohtani's legacy. Whether he was a victim of betrayal or a participant in a cover-up, the truth remains shrouded in mystery. And if the truth later surfaces that Ohtani bet on baseball only using Mizuhara as a cover-up, the Japanese player is done. Short of that, if Ohtani is found to have paid off Mizuhara's gambling debts as initially claimed, he could face penalties determined by Commissioner Manfred, which could include various outcomes such as a fine, suspension, or other disciplinary actions. Mizuhara himself was charged with bank fraud and subscribing to a false tax return, facing up to 30 years in prison. So what are your views on Mizuhara and Ohtani's friendship? Do you think Ohtani was aware of the betting all along? Tell us in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the like button if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.